Today we're going to learn about our final tool that can be used to help us find our zeros, roots, x-intercepts, or solutions. We've already learned how to find them by graphing, how to factor and use the zero product law, and today we're going to learn how and when to apply the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is an excellent tool that can be used to find the x-intercepts, the solutions for a quadratic you can't or don't want to factor. The formula is below. -1 times b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let's see this in action. It's not as daunting as you think. So here's the quadratic that we're going to work with. Okay, to begin, I need to set it equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do that. Use my opposite operations. Combine my like terms and set it equal to 0. 19 plus 6 is 25. Bring down the terms I didn't touch. And now I'm good to start using the formula. So let me pull out my a, b, and c values. The a is the coefficient of w squared, b is the coefficient of w to the first, and c is our constant. So our a is 25, our b is -30, and our c is 8. Now we're going to go and use the quadratic formula. So I need -1 times my b value plus or minus the square root of my b value squared minus 4 times my a times my c, which is 8, all divided by 2 times my a value. This may seem daunting, but we're going to evaluate it piece by piece to make it simpler. Start by evaluating -1 times -30. That's positive 30. Now we're going to evaluate -30 squared. Make sure you put the -30 in parentheses. If you do that, you'll get positive 900. Now we're going to evaluate 4 times 25 times 8. And we're going to get 800. Then evaluate your 2 times your a value and see you have 50. So let's keep going. We're going to have our 30 plus or minus the square root, but now we're going to actually subtract 900 minus 800 and see we get 100. Our next phase is to actually take the square root. So everything is the same. 30 plus or minus the square root of 100, which is 10, all divided by 50. Now for our last step, we're going to split it up. So one of these will have plus and one of these will have minus. So you should see 30 plus 10 divided by 50, and then 30 minus 10 divided by 50. So for our first one, 30 plus 10 is 40 divided by 50. So here's our first x. And for our second one, 30 minus 10 is 20 divided by 50, simplifies to be 2/5. So our two zeros, our two solutions, or x-intercepts, are 4/5 and 2/5. To make sure you did this successfully, look at our keys for success. Did you set it equal to 0 before you started? Yes, we did. Did you use the correct inverse operation? Yes, we did. Did I stack it under the right term? Well, it was a W squared, so I stacked it under the W squared. So yes, I did. Did I identify my A, B, and C values? Yes, I did. Did I put them in the right spot in the formula? Yep, everywhere I saw an A, I wrote a 25. Everywhere I saw a B, I wrote a negative 30. Everywhere I saw a C, I put an 8. Did you evaluate it one piece at a time, or just stick the whole thing in the calculator? Well, we evaluated it one piece at a time. So yes, we did it right.